in the semifinals. But here we go. In the championship of this national duels at 133, Jayne of Illinois and Morgan of Oklahoma State.
Jayne physically is a bull, usually very aggressive early in his matches. His motor goes for the entire 7 minutes, but he wants to capitalize early. He comes out very offensive-minded. Sometimes early he forgets about his defense. But this is a matchup, again, of experience for Illinois versus inexperience for Oklahoma State. You've got an NCAA place winner in Jayne, 7th in the nation, going against a true freshman for Oklahoma State. Nate, as you talked about Nathan Morgan and the great career he had out in California as a high schooler, 166-6 in high school. Again, one of the top recruited athletes coming out of his class. But this is a different league. This is Division I college wrestling. Nathan Morgan with a bright future, extremely bright future.
And you
gets tested today.
Yeah, you talked about some of these guys being able to redshirt their true freshman year and gain that experience. He was on track to redshirt. They decided they're going to need him, pulled him out, and he has fared pretty well so far. Again, 20-2 this season. Morgan a little banged up there in front of the Oklahoma State bench.
We're going to have a little blood stoppage right there. I believe the back of Mark Jayne's head hit into the nose of Nathan Morgan. How does this freshman stack up? Well, he lost to Travis Lee of Cornell 5-2. Here you see the action.
Oh yeah, shoulder blade to
shoulder to nose or head to nose.
Blood, we got blood.
Get him moving, we've got more blood.
Blood, Dave, blood. Okay, I got a well, let it go.
You hear the officials talking about the blood in the wrestlers and trying to work their way to the corner, sort of let the situation play out. That's a tough call for a ref too, to interrupt things when they want to also stop for the blood.
It's not a decision. It's if there's blood, the whistle blows and we go to our corners and get it fixed up. And for Mark Jayne, the tempo here. So you look at the 133-pound.
12 over Oklahoma in the quarters, and then 20-15 over Minnesota to work its way to the championship match here at the National Duels. Now Morgan, after 3 blood stoppages by my count now, going back at it in this elongated first period, but still the 2-1 lead on Mark Jayne.
Nathan Morgan, maybe a little undersized for this weight class, 133. He's a little small, but extremely quick on his feet. Where he has struggled this season is on the mat. Chiasuli of Lehigh really kind of dominated him. Once they got on the mat, Chiasuli with the legs and some of his really aggressive rides was able to grind that match to a halt. But this is where Nathan Morgan's at his best on his feet.
The end of the first period, and Mark Jayne in a rather unfamiliar position, trailing, losing 2-1 here, and he will start period number 2 on bottom.
Okay, settle. Good. Red, go.
Jayne winning a Midlands title this year. Fighting Illini actually winning Midlands for the 2nd year in a row. This, though, the first trip for this program to the National Duels, and they are certainly figuring out what this experience is all about. And Mark Johnson said, you know, we won't really know how this works till the end of the season.
Potentially dangerous. Draws some unhappy comments from Coach Smith, his staff, and the rest of the Cowboy wrestlers. See Coach Johnson to his right, our left. That's Carl Perry in the blue. He's an Illinois NCAA champion as well, assistant coach with the Fighting Illini.
Jayne getting an escape to tie it up, then looking for a single there, and going out of bounds.
2-2. Nathan Morgan with all the blood time. It seemed like that first period lasted forever. He's got to wrestle with the gauze or the cotton balls up his nose, which can be difficult to breathe when you have how many passages you can breathe from, your nose and your mouth. Take away one, yeah, it's got to have an impact.
Jayne working up top. They break, and Jayne working on the right arm of Morgan.
Both these guys have really superior leg attack defense. Talking about stopping all takedown attempts. And Jayne's certainly one of the stronger guys you'll see for this weight class. Definitely strong to where he's not going to be overpowered by Nathan Morgan. Morgan has got to use motion, deception, setups to get some movement out of Jayne and then capitalize.
Jayne and Morgan even at 2 in a slow-moving but still entertaining match here at 133. Jayne working in there, and good defensive maneuvers by Morgan.
Jayne with a front headlock, trying to shrug and spin on by. Switches off for a single. Morgan trying to basically ease himself out of bounds. We're still in.
Jayne trying to finish. Look at him lock that foot into trying to keep it in bounds as Morgan tries to work him to the side, and finally Morgan able to achieve his intended goal in that situation. Earn the stoppage, and back to the center they go.
Stay here now, stay center.
Finish off every period on top. You don't want to relax under 10 seconds to go. This is where you can get a little mental edge.
So 2-2 for Morgan and Jayne, headed to 133. Let's swing back to that match at Lehigh in Minnesota just a moment ago at 141 pounds. Cooperman and Owen against traditional Big Ten power Minnesota. And back on the other match, you can see in the bottom of your screen, Nathan Morgan with a big maneuver there, taking a 5-2 lead now.
An escape and a takedown they gave him. Jayne's a little shaken up now.
You see Jayne too. Got that look on his face like he's upset with himself and giving up some points to the freshman here in the third.
Nathan Morgan may be the top-ranked 133-pounder in the Big 12 already as a freshman. Not the conference's strongest weight class, but this kid now is making waves already. Beating Reeder of Minnesota.
And there you see a veteran coming back. Mark Jayne with a impressive takedown. To tie it up.
Cuts him free right away.
Does cut him free. Gives the lead back to Morgan at 6'5".
No advantage in riding time right here.
Jayne attacking again.
This would be a humongous win for Oklahoma State if Nathan Morgan could pull this out. But look at Mark Jayne, how tough he is, I tell you. This guy, now he's going to try to ride him out with the 1-point lead right here.
Yep. 2 for the takedown, giving Jayne the 7-6 lead. And you could see the tension on his face, upset with himself for giving up those points in the third. And he has responded with 2 big takedowns to take a 7-6 lead.
Last year's Big Ten champion, academic All-American. He's going to try to ride him out now, 30 seconds.
Working to the quarter, down, no points. Back to the center neutral.
Jayne is well conditioned.
Hey, quick, it's barely bleeding. Let's go. Let's go.
Nathan Morgan looking for some blood time, but the officials saying no. Dave Hickson says no, there's no blood there. Get back on the mat.
You're down.
Time he would certainly maybe like a blow here.
Settle in now, settle, Red.
After facing the fury of Mark Jayne here in the third.
Jayne wants to be a teacher after college.
No, breathe.
No escape right there. You see how Jayne maintained the contact, basically. Maintained control as they were going out of bounds.
Okay, 16. Stay here. 16.
15 seconds.
Yeah, 16 seconds.
Jayne clinging to victory.
See if he can just ride it out here on top. Morgan wanting the escape.
Good. Stay there, Mike.
Jayne.
Look at Jayne dig in. So tough. So tough. But Nathan Morgan, I think, made a statement this weekend here in Cleveland. Yeah, he may only be a freshman, but he's given these more experienced, these more veteran guys all they can handle. Just a matter of time before Nathan Morgan's going to be an elite guy at 133.
So like his teammate Kyle Ott, Mark Jayne severely tested, but coming through with a big win for Illinois. 7-6.